You know, there's a moment for all of us, usually as we get a little older, when we look in the mirror and think, is this really me? Am I feeling as good as I could? Maybe you found yourself a little more tired than usual, or perhaps your digestion isn't quite as smooth as it once was, or even those little aches and pains seem to linger a bit longer. It's a reality many of us face after 65, and it can feel like your body is just slowly, inevitably, losing its sparkle. We want to enjoy our grandchildren, travel, pursue our passions, but sometimes our energy just isn't there. And we wonder if it's just part of getting older. Well, what if I told you that some of the very foods we've always enjoyed, perhaps even relied on, might actually be quietly working against us, contributing to that very feeling of slow decline? It's a surprising truth, something many of us don't even consider because these foods have been staples for so long. But as our bodies change, so too does their ability to process certain things. In this video, we're going to uncover 4 types of meats that, while delicious and comforting, might actually be doing more harm than good for your health after 65. Making a few small shifts here can truly make a world of difference in how you feel, how much energy you have, and how vibrant your days are. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you. Let's dive right in with the first type of meat that many of us often reach for out of convenience or habit, but which can become quite detrimental as we age: processed meats. Now, I'm talking about things like bacon, sausages, hot dogs, and those pre-packaged deli meats like ham, turkey, or bologna. For decades, these have been breakfast staples, quick lunch fixes, or easy additions to a meal. But as our bodies mature, their ability to handle the sheer volume of unhealthy ingredients in these products significantly diminishes. Think about what goes into these meats. They are often loaded with sodium, far more than your body, especially a body over 65 needs. High sodium intake is a notorious culprit behind rising blood pressure, which in turn puts immense strain on your heart and arteries. It's a silent stressor that can lead to a higher risk of heart attacks and strokes, something we all want to avoid. Beyond the salt, processed meats are notorious for their saturated fats. While a little fat is necessary, the type and amount in these products can elevate your bad cholesterol levels, further hardening your arteries and contributing to cardiovascular disease. It's like clogging up the pipes in your home. Eventually, things just don't flow as smoothly. Or worse, they get blocked entirely. But it doesn't stop there. One of the most concerning aspects of processed meats is the presence of nitrates and nitrites. These are chemicals used to preserve the meat, give it that familiar pink color, and enhance its flavor. While they do their job, when consumed, especially when cooked at high temperatures, these nitrates and nitrites can form compounds called nitrosamines in your body. And nitrosamines, they are carcinogens. Research, including extensive studies by organizations like the World Health Organization, has linked regular consumption of processed meats to an increased risk of certain cancers, particularly colorectal cancer. Imagine something as seemingly innocent as a few slices of deli meat on your sandwich could be contributing to a risk you didn't even know you were taking. And for a body that's been around for 65 years, these cumulative exposures become more significant because our cellular repair mechanisms aren't quite as robust as they once were. Your digestive system, which might already be a bit more sensitive, can also struggle with these heavily processed items, leading to bloating, discomfort, and irregular bowel movements. So, what can you do? It's not about never enjoying a bit of bacon again, but about making conscious choices and finding healthier alternatives. Instead of starting your day with fried bacon every morning, consider lean protein sources like eggs, which offer fantastic nutrients and healthy fats. If you love breakfast sausage, look for brands that offer lower sodium, nitrate-free options, or better yet, make your own from lean ground chicken or turkey and your favorite spices. For lunch, instead of processed deli turkey, buy a whole turkey breast, roast it, and slice it yourself for fresh, preservative-free sandwich meat. Or explore plant-based protein options like hummus, avocado, or a hearty lentil spread on your bread. These provide fiber, vitamins, and minerals that processed meats simply don't. When you're at the grocery store, make it a habit to look at the ingredient labels. If you see a long list of ingredients you don't recognize, or if sodium is incredibly high, it's a good sign to put it back. Opt for whole, unprocessed meats whenever possible. Swapping out just one regular serving of processed meat for a healthier option each day can significantly reduce your exposure to these harmful compounds and lighten the load on your body. It's a simple change that carries a profound benefit for your long-term health and vitality. This small shift away from convenience can truly be one of the most impactful decisions you make for your health after 65. Now that we've talked about processed meats and their hidden dangers, let's turn our attention to something else many of us have enjoyed throughout our lives: red meat. Especially those higher fat cuts. I'm thinking about that juicy prime rib, the marbled steaks, or even regular ground beef that isn't quite as lean. While red meat can be a good source of iron and B vitamins, particularly as we get older and might struggle with nutrient absorption, there's a critical difference in how our bodies handle it after 65. The primary concern here is the saturated fat content. As we age, our metabolism naturally slows down. Our bodies don't burn calories or process fats with the same efficiency they did in our younger years. What was once easily digested and utilized for energy might now be more likely to contribute to increased cholesterol levels and accumulate as unwanted fat. High levels of saturated fat directly impact your cardiovascular system, contributing to the buildup of plaque in your arteries, a process called atherosclerosis. This narrows your blood vessels, making your heart work harder and increasing your risk of heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes. It's a direct assault on the very system that keeps your entire body running. Beyond the fat, there's also the issue of how red meat is often cooked. When high-fat red meats are cooked at high temperatures, especially grilling or charring, compounds called heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, can form. These are known carcinogens. While enjoying a grilled burger occasionally isn't going to seal your fate, frequent consumption of heavily charred red meat, combined with a body that's perhaps not as efficient at detoxification as it once was, can incrementally increase your risk for certain cancers. Particularly colorectal cancer. It's not just about the meat itself, but the whole picture: the type of meat, how much, how often, and how it's prepared. For someone over 65, inflammation is another key factor to consider. Diets high in saturated fats can contribute to chronic inflammation throughout the body, which is a root cause of many age-related diseases, from arthritis to cognitive decline. Your body is already dealing with the natural inflammatory processes of aging, so adding fuel to that fire with high-fat red meat isn't doing your joints, your brain, or your overall comfort any favors. So, how can you still enjoy red meat responsibly? It's not about eliminating it entirely, unless you choose to, but about making smarter, more health-conscious choices. Firstly, opt for leaner cuts. Instead of prime rib, consider cuts like sirloin, flank steak, or tenderloin, and trim any visible fat. When buying ground beef, always choose the leanest options available, like 90-10 or even 95-5. Secondly, reduce your portion sizes. Instead of a huge steak, aim for a portion about the size of a deck of cards. Pair it with a generous serving of colorful vegetables and whole grains to boost your fiber and nutrient intake. Thirdly, limit the frequency. Perhaps enjoy red meat once or twice a week instead of daily. Try incorporating more fish, poultry, or plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, and tofu into your diet. And finally, consider your cooking methods. Baking, stewing, broiling, or slow cooking are gentler methods that don't produce those harmful compounds. If you do grill, marinate your meat beforehand. Studies show marinades can help reduce HCA formation and avoid charring. Scrape off any burnt bits before eating. By being mindful of the type of red meat you choose, the portion size, the frequency, and how you prepare it, you can still enjoy its flavor without putting undue stress on your aging body. It's about being strategic, not restrictive. Moving on from red meat, there's another category that might surprise you, not because of the inherent nature of the meat itself, but how it's often prepared fried meats. Think about those crispy fried chicken pieces, deep-fried fish and chips, or breaded pork cutlets that have been submerged in sizzling oil. While they might be incredibly tempting and satisfying in the moment, the way these foods are cooked can turn otherwise decent protein sources into a significant health hazard, especially for bodies over 65. The primary issue with fried meats lies in the cooking oils and the high temperatures used. When foods are deep-fried, they absorb a tremendous amount of oil, which is often high in unhealthy fats, particularly trans fats and highly processed vegetable oils that are rich in inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. Your body, already working hard to maintain balance and repair itself, has a much harder time processing these types of fats. These unhealthy fats contribute directly to weight gain, particularly around the midsection, which puts extra strain on your heart and joints. They also elevate your bad cholesterol levels, further increasing your risk of heart disease. It's a double whammy for your cardiovascular system. But it's not just about the fats. Frying, especially at high temperatures, creates what are known as advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These compounds form when sugars and proteins or fats combine through heat. AGEs are like tiny little villains that wreak havoc throughout your body. They contribute to inflammation, oxidative stress, and can damage your cells, tissues, and organs. In fact, AGEs are implicated in many age-related chronic diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, kidney disease, and even Alzheimer's. So, that delicious crispy coating might be setting off a silent inflammatory process inside your body, accelerating the very aging process you're trying to slow down. And let's not forget the digestive burden. Greasy. Fried foods are notoriously difficult to digest, often leading to indigestion, heartburn, and an uncomfortable feeling of fullness or sluggishness. For a digestive system that might already be slowing down or experiencing more sensitivities, a plate of fried food can feel like a heavy weight, leaving you feeling less energized rather than more. So, what's the healthier path? It's wonderfully simple. Choose alternative cooking methods instead of deep frying. Opt for baking, grilling, roasting, or air frying your meats. You can still achieve that satisfying texture without the unhealthy fats and harmful compounds. For example, instead of traditional fried chicken, try oven-baked chicken coated in a mixture of whole wheat breadcrumbs and herbs, or even just seasoned and roasted to perfection, instead of fried fish. Pan-sear your salmon or cod with a tiny bit of olive oil, or bake it with some lemon and herbs. An air fryer is a fantastic investment for anyone over 65 who loves crispy foods, as it uses hot air to create that crunch with minimal oil. When you do use oil for pan searing, choose healthier options like olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil, and use them sparingly. By making these simple shifts in how you prepare your meats, you're dramatically reducing your intake of harmful fats and AGEs, and giving your body a much-needed break from inflammatory stressors. Your heart will thank you, your joints will thank you, and you'll likely find yourself feeling lighter and more energetic after meals. Finally, let's talk about the fourth type of meat that might be silently affecting you. A category that often sneaks into our diets because it seems convenient and even healthy on the surface: heavily processed poultry and fish products. Now, to be clear, I'm not talking about a lean chicken breast or a fresh piece of salmon. Those are generally wonderful choices. What I'm referring to are things like chicken nuggets, fish sticks, preformed chicken or fish patties, and other similar items that have been reformed and often breaded and pre-fried. Many of us might grab these thinking they're a quick, easy, and healthy way to get protein. especially if we're looking for something simple to prepare. But the truth is, these items are a world away from their whole food counterparts, and they come with a host of hidden issues that are particularly concerning as we age. The biggest issue with heavily processed poultry and fish products is what's actually in them beyond the primary protein source. They are often full of fillers, binders, and a surprising amount of added sodium, unhealthy fats, and even sugars. Think about a chicken nugget. It's not just chicken, it's often chicken meat combined with skin, fat, and a mix of other ingredients, then pressed into a shape, coated in a sugary, salty breading, and often pre-fried in unhealthy oils before it even gets to your freezer. This process transforms what could be a lean protein into something that's high in calories, low in actual nutrients, and packed with ingredients that promote inflammation and contribute to weight gain. The high sodium content, similar to processed deli meats, can elevate blood pressure and strain your cardiovascular system. The unhealthy fats, often trans fats or highly refined vegetable oils, contribute to increased bad cholesterol and systemic inflammation. For a body over 65, which is already naturally more prone to inflammation and chronic health conditions, regularly consuming these highly processed items is like adding fuel to a fire. Your joints might feel stiffer, your brain might feel foggier, and your overall energy levels could plummet. Furthermore, these products are often stripped of much of their natural nutritional value during processing. While they might technically provide protein, they often lack the beneficial vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats that you would get from a whole, unprocessed piece of chicken or fish. This means you're filling up on calories without truly nourishing your body, which can lead to nutrient deficiencies over time. And when your body isn't getting the right nutrients, it simply can't function optimally, impacting everything from your immune system to your bone health and cognitive function. The convenience factor is undeniable, but it comes at a significant cost to your long-term health and vitality. Your digestive system also has to work harder to break down these highly engineered food products, which can lead to discomfort, bloating, and irregular bowel movements, similar to the issues you might experience with other processed foods. So, what's the best approach here? It's all about choosing whole, unprocessed versions of poultry and fish and preparing them simply at home. Instead of chicken nuggets, opt for baked chicken strips made from real chicken breast, perhaps breaded lightly with whole grain crumbs and herbs if you like that texture. Instead of fish sticks, choose a fresh or frozen fillet of cod, salmon, or tilapia, and bake, grill, or pan-sear it. Keep a supply of individually frozen chicken breasts or fish fillets on hand for quick meals. A simple baked salmon with some roasted vegetables can be just as quick and much more satisfying and nutritious than a processed fish patty. When you choose whole, unprocessed poultry and fish, you're getting pure protein, healthy fats, and all the natural vitamins and minerals your body needs, without the hidden sodium, unhealthy oils, and artificial ingredients. Making this switch means you're truly nourishing your body, reducing inflammatory burdens, and setting yourself up for more energy and better health. It's about eating real food, the way nature intended, to support your best life after 65. So, we've talked about 4 types of meats that, while once common in our diets, might be quietly working against our best health after 65. Those heavily processed meats like bacon and deli meats, the high-fat cuts of red meat, any meat that's been deep-fried to a crisp, and those deceptively simple, heavily processed poultry and fish products like nuggets and sticks. The common thread here isn't that meat is inherently bad, but that the way some meats are processed, prepared, and chosen can introduce elements that our aging bodies simply don't handle well anymore. It's about the hidden sodium, the unhealthy fats, the inflammatory compounds, and the lack of vital nutrients that these specific choices often bring to the table. But here's the reassuring part. You have the power to make a profound difference in how you feel. Starting today. With small, consistent changes. You don't have to overhaul your entire kitchen overnight. Perhaps you start by swapping out your morning bacon for an egg a few times a week, or choosing a leaner cut of ground beef for your next meal. Maybe you try baking your chicken instead of frying it, or picking up a simple piece of fish instead of those pre-formed patties. Each one of these choices, no matter how small it seems, is a step towards a more vibrant, energetic, and healthier you. Imagine waking up with more vitality, enjoying meals without that heavy, sluggish feeling, and knowing that you're actively nourishing your body to prevent those aches, pains, and declines that so many people mistakenly accept as just getting old. It's not about deprivation. It's about making smarter, more informed choices that empower you to truly thrive. Your body has carried you through so many years, and now, it's time to give it the very best fuel to carry you forward with strength and joy. Remember, small changes can make a big difference to your health and happiness. We all learn and grow together on this journey. What's one small change you're thinking of making after watching this? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you and build a community of support. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps us reach more wonderful people like you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more tips for living your best life at every age. You deserve to feel your best, to enjoy every moment, and to thrive in your golden years. Keep taking those steps forward and live your best life.